This is The Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on The Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Yes, on The Breakfast Club.
Now, Doja Cat says she's ready to prove she's a good rapper. And to do that, she is shelving her pop style, maybe forever. She put on Twitter, no more pop. She said, I also agree with everyone who said the majority of my rap verses are mid and corny.
That ain't true.
I know they are. I wasn't trying to prove anything. I just enjoy making music. But I'm getting tired of hearing y'all say that. So I will start rapping. So she's about to start rapping.
First of all, I already think Doja Cat can rap. You know what I'm saying? If you don't think Doja Cat can rap, then just pull up City Girls Poom Poom Talk. Okay? Mm-hmm. When she said her Poom Poom is talented to do cartwheels. Dropping the clues bombs for Doja Cat. All right? Once I heard her say her Poom Poom could do cartwheels. Can your Poom Poom do cartwheels? Huh?
I don't have a Poom Poom.
Huh? She said her Poom Poom gives speeches. They're heartfelt. Okay?
I don't have a Poom Poom. Now, we also got to congratulate SZA. Now, we all know SZA was on tour. She went on the SOS tour, and it raked in almost $35 million. She was the headliner and closer and everything. So, congratulations to SZA. She made a lot of money.
Dropping the clues bombs for SZA, damn it. It's crazy. SZA had the #1 album in the country for, 11 weeks in a row or something crazy like that. Like, back in the 1900s, that'd make you... not saying she is one of the biggest superstars on the planet, but back in the 1900s, that #1 for 11 weeks would have hit a lot different.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just like this era takes that for granted, kind of.
Now, Charlamagne, you got children. What's the wildest text or wildest thing one of your kids ever sent you through text?
All my kids are young. I only got one teenage daughter, so she's the only one that sends text.
Okay, well, anything crazy that she sent you on a text?
What do you mean?
Anything, sent you a text?
I feel like anytime they ask me for something, it's crazy.
It's crazy?
Especially when, the way they ask for things.
Like how?
They'll just send me a picture of what they want. Like, they'll just send me a picture of, kids are into Jordans. So she'll send me a picture of some Jordans. And I'm like, and my mom like, damn, we wore these when we was
kids, yes.
Now she's 14 and want to wear these same Jordan 4s? Yeah.
Well, 50 Cent's son sent him a $10,000 Apple Cash request.
That's kind of crazy.
Because
his son is only, 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, his son's young. That's kind of crazy.
I mean, what would he want for $10,000? I mean, there's things that he probably wants, though. I don't know.
Well, when his son gets of age, 50 can put him on salary, right? When his son turns, 13, 14?
Yeah, 14 or 15. Yeah, put him on salary. Yeah, but he requested $10,000. Now, he didn't say what that $10,000 was for, but he wanted a $10,000 Apple Cash request. Maybe he wanted a computer. He might have wanted a computer. Computer's like $4 or $5 grand. I don't know.
When you can't even say that's strange when that's 50 Cent's child.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean? Because I'm sure his child is fully aware that his father is 50 Cent.
Of course.
And that his father is worth a lot more than 50 cents.
Correct.
So his son is acting his wage. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we can only act our wages out here, right? So as people, we got to act our wages, and our kids got to act their wages too. And they know that their wages is their parents' wages. So $10,000 ain't crazy for 50 Cent's child. I just would like to know, what would that young man want?
What does he want to do with $10,000?
What does he want with $10,000?
Yeah. Yeah.
And inflation is through the roof. So for all we know, video games and stuff cost a lot more money.
I don't think it's that. It's probably he wants to buy his mom something for her birthday or buy her mom something. Something like that. I'm sure that's what it is.
Well, that should be the request. The request is, hey, Pops, I want to buy Mom something for her B-Day. And then when he says, what is it, then he tells him. Then 50 can go look up the price.
Yeah.
But
well,
that's all I would want to know. What does he want the 10 grand for at 9 years old or 10 years old? I don't know how
it's still too much money. Well, lastly, Tekashi 6ix9ine, he talks about possibly considering a lawsuit against LA Fitness. Now, we all know a couple of weeks ago he got beat up crazy at LA Fitness. It went viral. It was a brutal gym beatdown, and this is what he said.
Do you plan to sue?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it, yeah.
The gym?
Yes.
For what?
The guys, you mentioned that the guys didn't have memberships. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty obvious.
Tell us of the extent, by the way, of the injuries. We see a little bit, but tell us what you're experiencing.
It was just a lot of contusions to my face, jaw, ribs. I was stood in the house for 4 days under, not morphine, it was I don't know, it was just injecting me with things for the injuries, and said I have like a popped, they popped something, so I've been doing eye drops. I'm lost for words because you can't blame them. They saw an opportunity and they took it.
I'm glad he said that. I'm glad he said that, you can't blame them. They saw an opportunity and they took it, because we all got to be accountable for our words, right? Like I'm sure 6ix9ine understands the consequences of his actions.
I'm sure.
Forget the snitching thing. That ain't got nothing to do with civilians, right?
Right.
But getting online, inviting people to your private parts, making fun of dead people. Even though that had nothing to do, I'm sure, with those people who jumped him, but those probably people who look at him as a villain and they just don't appreciate the way he moves. So, when you do stuff like that, you never know who you're going to make an enemy out of.
Yeah, and him knowing that, he should be prepared for all of that.
All of that.
And when he goes to the gym, when he goes
Yes.
to the corner store, when he gets gas, he should know that it could be problems or trouble no matter where you are. And it doesn't matter. Some people are like, well, if you move to suburbia, or if you move here, you move there. There's people everywhere.
When you are fully aware of the words that are coming out of your mouth, or you're fully aware of your actions, your head is always going to be on a swivel.
That's right.
And guess what? That's the life you choose. When you choose to speak that way, and you choose to call people out in that way, and you choose to taunt the dead and stuff like that, you got to deal with what comes with that.
All right, and the Palm Beach County Sheriff Office added that one of the men that was arrested is allegedly a high-ranking Latin Kings gang member. So they also say that he was a member of the gym, and that's how it happened. So, like you said, you just, never know.
I'm just glad that he recognizes that, they saw an opportunity and they took it. Like I don't like when people, they move a certain way out here and then they play the victim.
Correct.
You know what I mean? You got to know that consequences come with your actions.
That's right. All right. Well, that is your rumor report. Now, when we come back, we got front page news. Teslin Figueroa will be joining us, and I need all the aunties and uncles to chap in. All right. Now, Freaknik. You remember Freaknik, right?
I never experienced Freaknik.
Well, Freaknik, they're doing a documentary. We're going to take your calls when we come back in a little bit. 800-585-1051. If you attended Freaknik, they're doing a documentary. Are you nervous? Maybe you could pop up in there. Maybe you could be one of the aunties that was popping it for a goon.
Yeah, because Poom Poom Popping didn't just start right in this era.
Oh.
Twerking didn't just start in this era.
Oh, fellas, maybe you was one of the ones that was grabbing that Poom Poom where back then, not to say that it was right, but you seen it more.
Some of y'all judging Trump, but y'all was out at Freaknik.
That's right.
Grabbing Poom Poom, you
That's
damn
right.
self.
So we're going to take your calls, and I want to know your craziest Freaknik story. Aunties and uncles, kids out there, ask your mama. Your mama know about Freaknik.
We knew you grew up on Uncle Luke.
Oh, we got a Freaknik clip? Can we got a second to play?
What's a Freaknik clip?
Let's play. No. Stop. We'll play when we come
I'm
back.
like, what the hell is a Freaknik clip?
We'll play when we come back. Teslin Figueroa will be joining us next. Front page news, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.